Missouri was one of the surprise teams in college football this year, especially in the SEC. A 10-2 season is looking to be capped off with a win over Ohio State in the bowl game. We look at the keys to the game, the players to watch, the things that Missouri needs to do to beat Ohio State in this game. And it's pretty straightforward. You don't really have to change the formula that you've been using. You know exactly how to compete with good teams. And some of the games, you look at the Georgia game, you just fell short. And this is a team that should not be intimidated by a team like Ohio State. They have played really good teams, so they know exactly what needs to be done. It's just a matter of getting over that hump, be able to take that next step. And I think Missouri has the talent to do it both on offense and defense. I think the defense is really exciting, and the offense will be just as thrilling, if not more. I really like what this offense has to offer. And I'm really excited to see what they do in 2024. And a big thing that they can do for 2024 is win this game. Now, obviously, bowl games don't have a ton of weight when it comes to the next season, but it is something to keep an eye on. Can this team build on a very, very exciting season, a plenty of momentum, and really build towards something special in 2024? Obviously, this was a special year, but they're looking to continue that and build upon that. And I think when you look at what this team has done well, it's been the offense that has stood out the most. It's been an offense that I think a lot of people expected could be really exciting, and that's exactly what they were. When you look at what this team has done, Brady Cook is probably the center of everything. When you expected things from Missouri this year, it wasn't the quarterback position. You knew the quarterback position was the X factor. Brady Cook showed us some things last year, but nothing that was crazy in terms of we're going to have a breakout year. And he has exceeded expectations. He has made things really exciting for Missouri's fan base. And now you're looking at a guy who's playing with a ton of confidence and a guy who is definitely capable of beating a team like Ohio State. When you look at the talent he has around him, it's easy to see why. And you look at what Cody Schrader has done this year, another underrated name. You could say he was also an X factor, but I think that when you look at it as a whole, Brady Cook was more of that X factor. Schrader is just as important. Ohio State's defense will present a lot of challenges, specifically that front seven. That's a very aggressive front seven, very talented front seven, a group that is going to make Missouri's offensive line work. And that's a matchup that I'm really excited to watch. You look at Missouri's offensive line versus Ohio State's defensive line, their linebackers as well. I think there's plenty to be excited about on both sides. I think you have two really good units that are going back and forth, and that makes something for the potential for something really exciting. Cody Schrader, if he's able to run the football as well as he's done this year, then I think our Missouri is in good hands. Ohio State is in trouble. The passing attack has been the feature, and we knew that Luther Burden, the former five-star, had the talent to be a really good player, an elite player at times. And he did that this year. When you look at some of his big games, he showed up when they needed him the most. And obviously, Brady Cook needed to get him the football, but Luther Burden finally had that season that we all expected him to have. We knew that he was capable of doing great things. And this year, he showed exactly that. And we get to see it again in 2024. So that's something to look forward to. Theo Weiss is another guy to keep an eye on. He will probably be the guy that sees more favorable matchups because I think you'll see Ohio State definitely key in on where Burden lines up. Now, I think one thing Missouri does really well is they don't line him up in one spot in particular. They try to get him involved in every area of the field. You try to get him in the slot, you try to get him out wide. So what Ohio State does to combat that will be interesting, but that's a way for Missouri to gain an advantage. Put him in the slot and let him do work against the nickelback. Or if you think that he's good enough to line up out wide and go against a guy like Denzel Burke, I think that he's capable of doing that. We will see. But Theo Weiss is going to see more of those favorable matchups because Burden is going to command so much of that attention. He will demand maybe even bracket coverage. You'll see maybe some double teams. You'll see extra attention sent his way. And that means a guy like Weiss has to step up to give Brady Cook some reasonable and reliable pass catchers downfield. You can't just expect Burden to do everything. And that's been something that's happened all year. You knew that Burden was going to get a lot of attention. And so far, Weiss has done a good job of stepping up. The defense lost a couple key pieces. So it's something to keep an eye on. And the front seven is really where they get hit the most. I think when you lose Tyron Hopper, you also on the back end, you lose Enos Rakestraw. But I think that this secondary is so deep that it's not really going to, I don't want to say it's not going to matter, but you're going to see less of a step back because you have so much talent. You look at what they've done this year. This secondary has been really fun. I think that they've also been a big reason why Missouri's had so much success, and that's really exciting. I'm really excited to see what this defense can do, even without two of their top guys. When you look at certain players to watch, we've talked about Brady Cook a little bit, but you can't emphasize how much his development has helped Missouri. Because when you came into this year, you knew that Brady Cook was going to determine how high they rose, and he brought them to new heights. I think that everybody was waiting to see what Eli Drinkwitz could do as a head coach in terms of getting his team to play at a high level. You're playing in the SEC East, so that's not going to be easy, but you're able to get your team to play at a high level. You're able to get these guys to step up, and Brady Cook is one of them. We knew that he was a solid quarterback, but we needed to see him take a step forward. Now, is he the best quarterback in college football? No, but he is the biggest reason why Missouri's had so much successes. He's the biggest reason why they've won 10 games, and he'll be the big reason if they beat Ohio State why they do that. He is someone who, like I said, takes care of the football. He's made smart throws. Even in the Georgia game, he didn't have a ton of big windows to throw to, but he made some really nice throws. Now, all of them did not go into his receivers' hands. You saw a lot of tip passes, knockdown passes, but he still made some throws that were on target. It's just that the defender was right there. So I think that you're going to see some of that again in this game, and finding a way to get his receivers open is not early on him. He can throw guys open, but you're expecting your offensive staff to give you a little bit extra room, give you a little bit easier throw to make. And how they do that is getting guys like Luther Burden involved, Theo Weiss. You get the pass catchers open, you scheme them open, you put your quarterback in better positions. And Luther Burden is going to be a baller for his the remainder of his career. He's going to be the go-to guy for whoever's playing quarterback at Missouri, and he's going to command attention. So you're going to try to find ways to get him involved because you still have to do that. You can't give up just because teams send extra help his way. And you have to find ways to get other guys get going too. We talk about Theo Weiss and what he can do. I think that there's a really good chance that you're still going to see plenty of exciting plays from this passing attack. When you go to the defense, a guy like Darius Robinson stepped up big. For a while, Johnny Walker was the big time playmaker up front, along with Tyron Hopper. Now Walker took a little bit of a step back to Robinson, who stepped up in a big way. And also now you see that Hopper is not playing in the bowl game. So if you're finding guys like Robinson will have to step up even more, because despite the fact that Ohio State does not have their starting quarterback in Kyle McCord, who hit the transfer portal and now at Syracuse, you're still seeing an offense that, as of this moment, as I'm reporting, Marvin Harrison Jr. is still playing in this game. Emeka Egbuka is still playing this game. Cade Stover is still playing this game. So yes, you maybe don't have the starting quarterback, but you still have plenty of talent to worry about. And this defense has their hands full. But I'm really excited to see what they're capable of doing if they're able to hold Ohio State in check. Because if they are, they're in good hands. And it just comes down to what the offense and what Brady Cook can do.